A Song of Ice and Fire takes place in a fictional world in which seasons last for years and end unpredictably, nearly 3 centuries before the events of the first novel. The 7 kingdoms of Westeros were united under the Targaryen dynasty, establishing military supremacy through their control of dragons. The Targaryens ruled for 300 years, continuing past the extinction of the dragons. Their dynasty eventually ended with a rebellion led by Lord Robert Baratheon, in which Aerys, the Mad King, Targaryen was killed and Robert proclaimed king of the 7 kingdoms. At the beginning of A Game of Thrones, 15 years have passed since Robert's rebellion, with a 9-year-long summer coming to an end. The principal story chronicles the power struggle for the Iron Throne among the great houses of Westeros following the death of King Robert in A Game of Thrones. Robert's heir apparent, the 13-year-old Joffrey, is immediately proclaimed king through the machinations of his mother, Queen Cersei Lannister. When Lord Eddard, Ned Stark, Robert's closest friend and chief advisor, discovers that Joffrey and his siblings are the product of incest between Cersei and her twin brother Sir Jaime Lannister, Eddard attempts to unseat Joffrey, but is betrayed and executed for treason. In response, Robert's brothers Stannis and Renly both lay separate claims to the throne. During this period of instability, 2 of the 7 kingdoms of Westeros attempt to become independent from the Iron Throne. Eddard's eldest son Robb is proclaimed king in the north, while Lord Balon Greyjoy desires to recover the sovereignty of his region, the Iron Islands. The so-called War of the 5 Kings is in full progress by the middle of the 2nd book. A Clash of Kings. The second part of the story takes place in the far north of Westeros, where an 8,000-year-old wall of ice, simply called the Wall, defends the 7 kingdoms from supernatural creatures known as the Others. The Wall's sentinels, the sworn Brotherhood of the Night's Watch, also protect the realm from the incursions of the wildlings, or free folk, who are several human tribes living on the north side of the wall. The Night's Watch story is told primarily through the point of view of Jon Snow, Lord Eddard Stark's bastard son. Jon follows the footsteps of his uncle Benjen Stark and joins the Watch at a young age, rising quickly through the ranks. He eventually becomes Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. In the 3rd volume, A Storm of Swords, the Night's Watch storyline becomes increasingly entangled with the War of the 5 Kings. The 3rd storyline follows Daenerys Targaryen, daughter of Aerys II, the last Targaryen king, on the continent of Essos, east of Westeros across the Narrow Sea. Daenerys is married off by her elder brother Viserys Targaryen to a powerful warlord, but slowly becomes an independent and intelligent ruler in her own right. Her rise to power is aided by the historic birth of 3 dragons, hatched from eggs given to her as wedding gifts. The 3 dragons soon become not only a symbol of her bloodline and her claim to the throne, but also devastating weapons of war, which help her in the conquest of Slavers Bay. The story follows her year-long conflict with the region's city-states, in which she aims to consolidate power, disrupt the Essosi slave trade, and gather support for her ambitions to reclaim Westeros.